Hi, I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. I have the pleasure of being joined by a frequent guest, Mike Bannon, who is the head of our Consumer Protection Division here at the county. Thanks for coming on today, Mike.
Thanks for having me back again, Matt. It's always good to be here with you and your team.
We appreciate it. And Mike, you actually contacted me about a couple of issues that have been popping up recently. And the first one actually has to do with the weather. What are you seeing that relates to consumer protection?
Well, unfortunately, as we all know, residents of Bucks County have really suffered in the past couple of years from changing weather. We now have tornadoes, which we hadn't had before. We're having torrential downpours of rain, which is something really different. I think residents of Bucks County, whether you're a homeowner or a renter, you need to take a look at your homeowner's or renter's insurance policy to make sure you're covered for disasters that may come up that hadn't been here before. We're seeing places flood that had never flooded before, that are in lower regions of land. So people need to think about where they're located, meaning their house. Are they in a lower part of a bottom of a hill, someplace where they need to think about flooding issues that come up, which we're having all the time now. So homeowners really and renters really need to think about this and kind of have a change of thought when it comes to preparedness for storms in our region. They just changed and we have to change with it.
And to sort of synthesize all of that, what I get out of that is you should have a homeowner's policy or a renter's policy.
Yes.
And if you do, call your insurance person and let them guide you through the process and see whether you have sufficient coverage. And if you don't, you want to get some coverage for yourself.
Right. You want to take a look at what options you have out there and what makes sense for you in particular. A lot of houses, for example, might have a lot of tree coverage around, so they're in danger of having trees fall on their house. They need to think about that and have the correct insurance and, of course, be proactive. If you have trees that might be endangering your house, you need to hire a landscaper, which is something else that we have to talk about in this situation. If you're going to prepare for storm damage, you need to think in advance, who would I call if a tree fell on my house? Who would I call if lightning hit my house? Who will I call? Roofer and company. So people need to vet and think about what home improvement contractors they're going to hire now before they have the storm is really a wise thing to do.
So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We just want people not to worry, but to be prepared.
That's right.
But that segues us into our next topic, which is how do you hire a good and reputable contractor? There are many, many out there. We just want to point people in the right direction.
Right, and as you say, there's lots of great contractors out there, and they sure have plenty of work this summer. This has been a really big summer, so it's hard to find that good contractor that's not busy. But you do need to first check to make sure they are registered with the Commonwealth, that they have a contractor home improvement number, which you can find on the Pennsylvania Attorney General's website. So that's the first thing that folks should do. Then they should call our office to see if we have complaints locally against that particular business, and we can kind of share some tips too when it comes to hiring a contractor. We've got a great brochure that's on our website. You can download it for free, or we can mail it to you if you would like, but it has the information, what should be in a contract, how much deposit you should put down, payment schedules, checklists, all those things that residents need to know.
Is there anything in particular that you're seeing, any kind of complaints that have been increasing lately?
Well, we've been getting a lot of calls because we know now just about anybody that has a hammer can be a contractor out there, and people are calling them to do work. So we are getting a lot of no-shows, contracts, people put down money, but the contractor's not coming back again. So there are a lot of issues of scheduling dates and those kind of problems. So you really got to clearly lay out a defined path. Again, pick that good contractor, lay a time frame. You want to put a start date for your job in a written contract. An approximate completion date is very important in a contract too. That way, if it rolls over that point, you have some legs to stand on. And most of all, you don't want to be stuck with the scam contractor, the one that just shows up at your door because you're having a problem. They know it's a flood. They know what it is. So don't fall for that. We have lots of out-of-state folks that come in and try to take advantage of that. Now, your department, Matt, has done a great job of weeding out some of those bad contractors, and that's been great help. Unfortunately, not all of the bad guys got the message on that, so we got to keep sending that message home.
So try to sum all of this up. You want to check with the Attorney General's office to see if the contractor has a state license.
Right.
People should contact your office, and we'll put your contact information below here.
Right.
And they should order this brochure or download this brochure.
Yes.
Because it gives you pretty well step by step on what should be in a contract, what the contractor's obligations are, and what the homeowner's obligations are. But as always, Mike, I like to give you the last word. Is there anything else you would like our viewers to know?
Sure. Well, the lesson that I've learned this summer is that being prepared for these kind of disasters are going to be key. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of residents that didn't have the right insurance or didn't have the ability to be able to deal with in places that they never had floods before. So be prepared. Do your homework in advance. Call us for this book now or take it off our website now and think about who you're going to hire for any kind of job or disaster. And so hopefully, if a disaster hits you, you'll be prepared for it.
And I always love to remind people, everything that consumer protection does is absolutely free to the taxpayers.
That's right.
So this has been Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. I've been joined by the Executive Director of Consumer Protection here in Bucks County, Mike Bannon. We're hoping you be safe.